Sorry, there's some dirt on my lens. Hey guys, how's it going? So it's another weigh-in Wednesday. So I think I had a pretty good week this week. I started incorporating a little bit of exercise, started having walks during lunch, started having some one-on-one meetings on the go. Kind of the unfortunate thing is that the only place within walking distance of my office is basically a Starbucks, so we ended up there more often than not. But I tried to stick to just iced coffee, which still has caffeine, so it's not the best, but calorie-free. So that definitely helped a little bit. In terms of calories, I ended up staying underneath 2,000 calories pretty much all week. So cutting right down to the numbers, last week when I weighed in, I was 378 pounds flat. This morning when I stepped on the scale, I was 374.8 pounds. For a total of 3.2 pounds lost. So if you remember from a previous video, my goal at this stage of the game is to lose 2.8 pounds. So I'm slightly ahead of plan for this week. So if you're keeping score at home, all in all, that's 12.8 pounds lost. And relative to my goal, I'm 3.6 pounds ahead. Which is really good news because I'm trying early on to bank as many pounds as I can because I know that things are going to get progressively harder down the road. This week it was a lot harder to lose weight. There were a couple of days where I stepped on the scale and was really frustrating. The scale barely budged in any direction, even when I knew that I had a really good day the day before. So that's a quick update for this week. I actually have to run to work, but before I do, there's actually something really quick I wanted to show you guys because I thought it might be helpful. Having lost over 12 pounds now, my pants are starting to fit just a little bit looser. And this has kind of been one of the problems for me losing weight before. It's been really, really hard keeping pace just from a clothing and wardrobe perspective, especially my belts. My belts are always the first thing to go because you end up ratcheting them one way and another way, and then they end up just getting like really ratty. The leather gets super worn and it's just not a great situation. I actually discovered a new kind of belt. It was actually a few years ago that I first heard about it. I went to a leadership conference and I met a guy who's now the CEO of this company called Slidebelts. And basically what it is it's a ratcheting belt system. So instead of a traditional belt where you've got like holes and like a little pin that goes in between the holes, this basically just uses ratchets. And so you can change the length of the belt just by cutting a little bit off the end. So now that I've lost over 12 pounds, my pants are definitely fitting a little bit looser. So it's time to cut an inch or two off the end of my belt. And I thought I'd just kind of show you guys what that looked like. Let's see if I can get my belt off here. Don't get too excited, guys. I'm married. So here's the belt. I mean, you can see that it looks just like normal belt. So the way it works, there's just a little latch right here. You pull that off. Whoops, drop my belt. So you can see there's these little spikes over here. And what that does is when you close it, it grabs onto the leather. And it's actually really amazing how strong that grips. Anyway, I'm going to put this down. So all I'm going to do is take this standard pair of scissors. They don't even need to be like super sharp scissors. Like these scissors are pretty dull. And I'm just going to try to cut as straight as I can by taking off probably about this much. There you go. Nice clean edge. I'm just going to slide the buckle on this way and press down on the little flap there. We're good. I've got a newly sized belt. All right. Now my pants are fitting snugly again, so thank you Slidebelts for that. A couple of things you're probably wondering. So I was really skeptical about the ratchet system at first, but let me tell you, it's obviously hard work keeping my pants up all day, and it seems to do a really good job. I've had this now since Christmas. My wife actually bought it for me for a Christmas present, and it's been my everyday belt ever since then. The other question that I had anyway was, is it going to fit me out of the box? And the answer to that is it's going to fit most people out of the box. I know that I'm a lot heavier than most people, so I can tell you that out of the box, it fit me perfectly. I actually had to cut off a couple of inches. Another thing that you might be wondering is, so what happens if I gain the weight back? And the answer to that is, you don't gain the weight back. There's no surrender, no retreat with this belt. Once you cut off the length, that's it, you're committed. So in that sense, I think it's a perfect weight loss belt. All right, guys, so that's it for today. If you're new to the channel, I'd love it if you'd subscribe and go on this journey with me. You can find us on YouTube at Project Reboot or on Facebook at Project Reboot 180. All right, catch you next week.